Showtime already? Showtime already. Curtain opens, out come Maney and Loren, crowd goes wild.
Oh, okay.
And here we are. Welcome to a Tuesday edition of the Maney and Loren Morning Show. Today is January 14th, 2025. For those of you who are unaware, because life is lifing around you and you're like, I can't keep up with everything going on. Somebody just tell me what day it is.
This is like, January is such a long month to begin with.
Right.
Like we get, I don't know, to the 25th, and I'm like, this is still going.
Yeah.
Really?
I'll be in Cabo on the 25th. I invited you to that trip.
I know.
So don't be mad at me when life is lifing and I'm on the beach. I wanted to mention something yesterday. It came to our attention when we got off the air that our fellow coworker here at the Beasley Media Group and longtime radio legend Bob Lacey from the Bob and Sherry Show announced that he was retiring during the show yesterday.
Wow.
He says, as I call it a day, I just want to let you know how much I appreciate you. That's not what he said to me. This is what he said to the...
I got you.
What he said to the audience.
Thanks for clarifying.
He told everyone his last day would be at the end of January. He thanked his listeners and co-host Sherry Lynch. He described his broadcast partner as the longest relationship he's ever had.
That's funny.
And how true is that? You and I know how hard it is to be radio husband and wife. It's not easy. Bob and Sherry they syndicated their show. This is crazy. I had no idea. In 1996, I don't remember anyone really being syndicated in 1996. And
they were one of the first.
For those of you that might not be familiar with the term syndication, it's like when your show's on in multiple cities. Like last year, it'll be a year in February that we picked up the city of Augusta and Fayetteville. So the Maney and Loren Morning Show is heard in different cities. They started on 107.9 The Link nearly 3 decades ago. He announced on the show that he's going to be retiring at the end of the month. Although he's kind of been taking some time off anyway. The show will go on with Sherry.
Okay. Are
She's
they going to
be
do
on,
like what?
Sherry's going to be on later on this morning, Loren, for a little announcement with me and her.
Oh, I know. You're trying to get to Kay so bad.
That's not true. I love Kiss. I love Kiss's format.
I wonder if she's going to do...
The next logical step is for us to go to Kay one day.
One day, not today.
No, not today.
I wonder if she's going to do the Jenna Bush thing and do like a Sherry and Friends, or if she'll have like an actual co-host.
I don't know.
Because that's the trend now.
Yeah. It's just weird, though, because when you think about what has happened in the radio landscape in just the last year, maybe year and a half alone, Ace and TJ are no more. Mm-hmm. And I mean, like, they're not on in Charlotte at all.
No, but they still,
Yeah, but they're not on. I'm just talking specifically about Charlotte. John Boy and Billy are off the radio. They've been on in Charlotte forever.
Yep.
Paul Shad said goodbye. Who else am I missing? I mean, I feel like there's more than that. Obviously, Bob from Bob and Sherry, we just announced him. He's leaving. And it's just like, before you know it, me, you, Larry, the Morning Madhouse,
and Tanner
are going to be the longest
lasting
radio show in the Charlotte area, which is...
Knock on wood.
Which is crazy, But anyway, he said that they'll be spending the next 2 weeks reminiscing about their favorite memories on the show. So it's a good way for them to go out. He does do the show from...
The beach.
Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is nice.
That's the deal I need to get on.
We fully support his decision to hang up the microphone and spend more time traveling and relaxing with his family. We hope to join him with his career in radio, and we hope it congratulates him on an incredible career in radio and television. Who said that?
I don't know. It doesn't say. There's no...
a listener said that.
Okay.
I got you. Okay. He said, I started listening to Bob and Sherry as a freshman in Clemson in 1992. So, goodbye, Bob. Maybe we'll call him in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah,
on
that
the
would be
air,
a good idea.
And say goodbye to him. Tell him we've loved working next to him.
Even though
they've never once been in the studio. Well, I think they've once been in the studio. Yeah, once or twice they've been in the studio.
When they first came on, I think.
But, they're radio blood. So what about you? What's going on in your world? What's the one thing you need to share with us?
Well, I got my working bag yesterday.
I saw from Walmart.
Yeah.
By the way, Walmart's in the news for a different reason we'll talk about later on.
Well, Walmart was in the news a couple weeks ago because they were selling a, quote unquote knockoff Birkin bag, and it went viral.
Let me see that thing.
And I was like, I want it. I want to see it. I want to touch it. I want to feel it. Here you go.
Oh,
and I was so excited about it. And it came yesterday.
You tracked it and tracked it and tracked it, and it was in
Y'all,
Florida at one point. Then went back to L.A.
This thing went from Florida to L.A. Don't know why. Then to Charlotte. But anyway, I opened it yesterday. I did a full review on it.
How do you open it? Oh.
I don't think I like it.
After all that?
After all that.
I can't even get it open.
Exactly. It's hard to use.
Yeah, it is.
And it doesn't look right when it's fully open, even though like that was the design so that it would stay open. But I don't know. It just
Not for you?
not for me.
So you're glad you didn't buy the real one for $30,000
Oh, I would have
because
never.
you wouldn't have liked it.
I would have never. And like, here's the other thing. What am I going to carry that? People are never going to believe I bought a $30,000
I'm showing it to the
bag.
camera. There's the Birkin bag, the beautiful Birkin bag that was worth every penny of $100 that Walmart was selling it for.
Yeah. And then I tried to tie the twilly on it, which took me a YouTube video in about, I don't know, 3 hours yesterday.
So wait, when you unboxed it, you were so excited, and then when did the excitement die out to like, oh, I don't like this?
As soon as I touched it,
Oh,
I was like,
really?
oh.
It's like seeing the trailer for a movie and then another one, and you're so excited to go, and once you get to the movie, you're like, ah.
It's like dating.
How is it like dating?
I imagine it's like online dating, right? Like you see a guy online and you're like, oh, this guy's a smoke show. I can't wait to meet him. And then you show up and you're like, huh?
You touch it and it's not as good as you thought it was, and then it starts talking.
You're like, it's not as cute as I thought it was. And then I touched it and I was like, ooh, yeah, no, I think I'm good.
All right. Well, we'll talk about Walmart coming up later on the show. Lots to do today. It's Maney and Loren Tuesday morning. Sometimes you got to pull it together. You know that as moms, you got to pull it together. As you go into work, and no matter what's going on in your personal life, you got to pull it together.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I am this morning.
Oh, no.
I got some really, really sad news last night. We went out to dinner, my wife, my daughter, and I. And my brother texted me, and I didn't notice that he called me twice. And he called my wife. She's like, Rich is calling me. And then I looked, and I saw that he called me twice. And he's like, call me urgent immediately.
Oh, no.
I'm like, oh, no. I was like, it's my dad. My dad's like 84, 85. He's declining health, unfortunately. And it wasn't. It turned out that someone who I consider to be like my third brother / cousin, Sonny, passed away.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, thanks. He was like 64, I think.
Oh.
And he tore a ligament in his knee and was rehabbing from it. And he had just gotten out of rehab, walked out of the rehab with my cousin, his wife, and collapsed. Massive heart attack, widowmaker.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Yep. So my cousin, Kristen, she's been on the show before. We've had her on the show a couple times. She's my crazy cousin in New Jersey who's like, she's an only child on my mom's side. My aunt and her are the only ones. My aunt was divorced years ago, so my cousin always was like my sister. And when she married Sonny, he became like my brother. You know what I mean? Like, he loves tennis.
Of course.
I spent a lot of time with him when my brothers went off to like college, and he lived in New Jersey. They moved to New Jersey, not far from me. And he was a huge tennis guy. I was texting with him yesterday morning about the Australian Open. And 2 daughters. One's a freshman in college. The other's a junior in college. He was a great dad to them, And I felt helpless because I was down here. And my other brother's in Chicago. And my other brother, Rich, is here with me in Charlotte,
Nothing you can do.
And I called my aunt, and I said, I'm crying. I took it hard. I was in a mess yesterday emotionally. And I called my aunt, and she was like amazingly calm. And I'm like, how are you handling this so well?
She's
like,
shock.
I'm in shock. I don't know what to do. Now, by the way, I told this story on the air before, and I'll share it again because I think you have to find humor and celebration in death. Do you remember the story I told about how when I was back in New Jersey, we were in his TV room watching the Yankee game, and I looked at him, at Sonny, and he had like a droopy eye,
No.
And do you remember this?
I don't think so.
I know I've told this story on the air before, and I looked and I go, bro, what happened? He's like, I don't know. I just took some Afrin, and I think it's like making my face feel weird. And I was like, all right. I go, well, it's not getting, so like 30 minutes go by, and I look, and he's like, I'm starting not to be able to feel my face.
Having a stroke.
I go, bro, what's going on? So I call my cousin, and I go, Kristen, get down here. Something's wrong with Sonny. And this is just the way she was. She is the northern angry woman. I just realized that the woman I saw in the parking lot at Lowe's weeks ago here in Charlotte is my cousin.
Okay.
She goes, what did you do, you idiot? What's going on? It turns out he did have a stroke.
Oh, no.
They had to take him to the hospital that night. And I'm telling him just to splash water on it. That's my cure. I go, just splash some water on it. You'll be fine. Wipe the Afrin out.
It's not an allergic reaction.
It turned out that I guess he had some issue with his heart where he had this flap that needed to be repaired. And it was. And
I was going to say, do you think that had something to do?
I wouldn't be shocked. Obviously, he had a heart issue. I asked my aunt. My aunt's like, he's been eating healthy. He's been exercising, which is why he tore his ligament, But just a wonderful guy. He was in my wedding. He was part of my wedding party. My cousin Kristen, and I always called him my cousin Sonny. And I love them dearly. And it was one of those things where my life has been fortunate. Death in my life has been elderly death. My mom passed away at 83, grandma in the 90s, grandpa 90s. You know what I mean? Like, I've always had a funeral. My mom's funeral was sad because it was my mom, but she had battled cancer for a long time. This is going to be rough. This is one of those not expected ones.
This is too early.
This is
too soon.
Yeah, man, it's going to be hard. So anyway, we all have to think about it at some point today. Just take a minute and just be thankful for what you have and not the crap that's going on around you, because the crap I was dealing with yesterday was way less important than what I got when that news broke yesterday.
Sorry,
thanks, Loren. Yeah, he was a great guy. Crappy Christmas gift exchange between you guys and things in our office.
Right. So if you got a crappy Christmas gift and you wanted to exchange it for something, we pulled a couple different things in our office that we were going to give away,
including a 32-inch flat screen TV and a NutriBullet that had both been sitting in our office, dusty in the back corner, unused
for years.
And what happened, Loren? We put it in the universe on Friday.
Yeah.
We gave away the NutriBullet, the magic bullet, and what happened?
I'm sitting in the kitchen last night talking to my husband, and he goes, "Hey, guess what I bought today?" I'm like, "What?" "I bought a magic bullet, like the big NutriBullet from Costco." I was like, "Dallas, we had one, right?" And he was like, "Yeah, but it's not here anymore, right?"
No,
and I'm like, "No, it was in my office.
It's not even ours anymore. We traded it for a $25 Ulta gift card."
Yeah. And I'm like, is that like tradesies, no trade backs? Yeah. Okay. So, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Here we are.
Yeah, that's funny. Well, I'll tell you, when you put it in the universe, whether good or bad, for some reason, it just seems to seep through. It's that old thing, You think of a friend that you haven't spoken with in a long time. You're going to get a DM or a text message from that friend.
Yeah.
It just happens. It's so strange. Yes. Shabuzi. Nothing wrong with getting tipsy at the bar. Nothing wrong with giving away tickets to go see Kevin Hart. We're going to hook you up with a pair of tickets for the 19th at the Ovens Auditorium. We were looking for caller number 9, and it's Devin. Hi, Devin.
Hey.
Hey, buddy. Where are you calling us from?
We're in Greer, South Carolina.
All right.
You going to be able to make the haul to Ovens Auditorium in Charlotte to go see Kevin?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, here's what we did, buddy. We found out that the 13th of January is Rubber Ducky Day. And so our staff, never missing a moment to celebrate National Rubber Ducky Day, said, well, Ernie and Rubber Ducky are the two things that go hand in hand. So why don't we ask you if they were ever a Sesame Street character or not, okay? We made up a couple. We found some obscure ones. You decide yes or no, okay?
All right.
All right, Devin. You remember Sesame Street?
Yes, somewhat.
Oh, come on. Yeah, you do.
Oh, God. Can you tell us what the big yellow bird's name is?
Big Bird.
There you go.
All
Okay.
right. So
All right.
we got a baseline. How about Don Music? Was Don Music ever a real character on Sesame Street? Don Music.
I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, you'd be correct. Don Music is an
Really?
obscure character. Uh-huh.
Well, I didn't know that.
How about Bruno the Trashman?
I'm going to have to say no to that one.
You would think maybe I was giving you a yes, no, back to back, but that is incorrect. Bruno is a character. I remember him. He's got enormous eyebrows and never opened his eyes. And Bruno the Trashman. How about Terry No Harry?
Terry No Harry.
Come on.
Nah, that can't be one, right?
No, yeah, that's correct. That's not one. We made that one up. How about Squish Lord?
Squish Lord?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say no to that one.
Yeah, you'd be right as well. Squish Lord was another one we made up. There you go. You got 3 correct, which means you won the official Maney and Loren morning show game of the day. Congratulations, Devin.
Thank you.
You got a pair of tickets to go check out Kevin Hart at the Evans Auditorium. Hold on a second, buddy. Thanks for listening to us all the way down there in Greer, South Carolina. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, hold on.
Marissa, Eliza, and Lucas, welcome to the Maney and Loren morning show.
Good morning.
Good morning. You guys are playing Campy Loren today. Is this your first time?
Yes, it's our first time.
Well, you guys calling from South Carolina, correct?
That's right.
So not only is it Loren versus you three, it's North Carolina versus South Carolina. Dun, dun, dun. All right, throw Loren out of the studio, y'all.
Get out, Lauren.
All right, I'm going.
All right, Loren will put her headphones down. She'll head out into the hallway, and she can't hear these questions. Doors closed. Here we go. Question number 1, Marissa. Mr. Beast says, yes, he will buy this social media platform to prevent its shutdown. What social media platform is planning on shutting down here in the United States?
TikTok.
Carrie Underwood will perform at the presidential inauguration on the 20th. She won what TV reality show?
American Idol.
And Lisa Kudrow says we're close to a Romeo and Michelle high school reunion sequel. We know Kudrow from playing Phoebe on what TV show?
Friends.
And question 4, Beyonce donated $2.5 million in fire relief. And this music award show says it will still go on in L.A. What award show? Big music awards.
The MTV Music Awards. I'm not
Okay.
sure.
Question number 5, Heidi Montag's album is number 1 on iTunes. We played some of it earlier this morning. The Hills star's husband pleaded on socials for people to download the 2010 album to help raise money for their lost home. Who is her husband? Heidi, we know them from The Hills. 3,
I don't know it.
2,
I
1.
don't know.
Okay, no answer there. Come on in, Loren. You'd have to be a Hills fan from 2008 through 2012. Ow, my arm hurts from waving you in.
Sorry.
Sometimes
All right,
she
how'd they
doesn't
do?
see me waving her. They got 3 correct.
Okay.
So let's see how you do, Loren, okay? Mr. B says he's going to buy this social media platform to prevent its shutdown. In a message on X, he said, okay, I'll buy it.
He should buy it. TikTok.
That is correct. 1-1. They knew that one. Carrie Underwood announced that she's going to perform at the presidential inauguration on January 20th. She won what TV reality show?
American Idol.
That is correct. It's 2-2. Lisa Kudrow says we're close to a Romeo and Michelle high school reunion sequel. I
Stop.
love
I
that
love
movie.
that.
Oh, I love it. Kudrow, we know she played Phoebe on what TV show?
Friends.
That is right. 3-3. Beyonce donated $2.5 million in fire relief, and it was announced that this music awards show is still going to go on in L.A.
The Grammys.
The Grammys is the answer we were looking for. That's right. Marissa went the other way and said the MTV Music Awards, which is incorrect. So it's 4-3, Ren. And Heidi Montag's album is number 1 on iTunes. The Hills star's husband pleaded on socials for people to download the 2010 album. We want to know who is her husband.
Spencer Pratt.
Yeah, Spencer Pratt. Does that name sound familiar, Marissa?
No.
No, yeah. Heidi, Spencer, Brody,
It's
Oh,
okay.
man.
Listen,
I need to
Whitney.
brush up on my hills.
no
Yeah.
worries. You just come back next time a little stronger. All right?
Well,
They sound broken,
I
Loren.
know, I'm sorry.
yeah, we're like, oh, man.
Well, Loren's got win number 87, Marissa, and you know what she wants to hear.
This is Marissa. Just like it. We can't beat Lauren.
Thanks for playing, guys. Have an awesome day.
Oh, they're losing signal right
know.
when they had to say what they had to say. Why can't I think of who was the other? Heidi, Whitney.
Low?
Who?
Lauren?
Lauren.
Yeah.
Lauren Conrad.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. And then who is the other one that always dated the bad boys?
Adriana?
Adriana, I think.
I think it's
Yeah,
Adriana.
you're right. Oh,
Yeah.
I love The Hills. That's it. I'm watching The Hills starting today. I'm restarting the whole show. You know, when you listen to the Maney and Loren show, you laugh a lot. That'll be the number one thing. We'll make you think a lot. We'd like to throw facts out there, and obviously with our games that we play and, different things that are happening in our lives, we make you think back to what happened in your life. And I think we also say a lot of times, like sometimes we'll make you cry. You have emotional moments on the show.
Yeah.
And I told Loren and everyone else this morning that I lost somebody who was like a brother to me last night. Dropped dead of a massive heart attack at the age of, I want to say 63 or 64. Otherwise healthy person who was doing some physical therapy on his knee and walked out of the physical therapy place and just fell down and died. Now this is my cousin's husband, but to me, they got married in 1998, and to me, he's basically my cousin or my older brother. I loved him and still love him, obviously, but he was in my wedding and I spent a lot of time with him. He was one of the guys I could talk tennis with. He had the tennis channel on 24/7.
You said you texted him yesterday
I
about
did.
the Australian Open.
Texted him yesterday morning
Yeah.
about the Australian Open. I picked the American Taylor Fritz to win on one of the betting apps, and $5 is paying $150 if he does win it all. So that I'll split it with you, Loren. But I got to call my cousin at some point today. Obviously, last night she was too busy dealing with everything. I mean, she had to drive to the ambulance with him.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if they tried. You think if you're outside of the physical therapy place, maybe somebody there would know CPR or they have the paddles. Those are starting to show up in a lot of places. And I'm not sure. And I just want to ask, and I'm dead serious when I say I'm not sure, even as somebody who speaks for a living, I'm not sure what to say to my cousin. I'm not sure what to say other than to just call and cry. And I don't know.
I think that's okay too.
Yeah. I mean, you want to be strong for my cousin, who's basically like my sister, and her two kids who are in college. One's a junior, the other one's a freshman. And you just want to be strong. And I just don't know if I can be. And is that okay?
That's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to cry.
My wife's like, you got to call her today. And I'm like, babe, I don't know what to say.
Yeah. And maybe you just listen. Maybe you don't have to say anything. Maybe you just say you're sorry and let her have someone to talk to if she needs to.
I'll cry as soon as I say hello. I won't have it in
Yeah.
me. But I and then the other thing is you got the two kids, and he was such a good dad to those two kids, and I'm telling you, I know it, you know it. A wedding without your father.
Oh,
Amanda
I know.
did it, you did it, and now these two kids who are in college
It's not fair.
are going to do it. It's not fair. Life's not fair. That's why I said earlier, take a minute today. No matter what BS you're dealing with, just take a minute today and just take a breath and just enjoy what you have while you have it.
Agreed.
It's so important because last night I was at dinner with Ruby. We went for sushi, and I got home. We were laughing, and my brother called, and he said, "Are you sitting down?" And I said, "Oh, God, it's Vince. It's my dad who's failing." Now, my dad's 84 with failing health. I would feel terrible when my dad dies, and I will. But this, at 64, was a complete shock, and I had to call two other people to tell him. I couldn't get through it. I couldn't. So, well, I appreciate everybody texting in condolences. And Loren, you're saying just to call and just to say, have a normal, natural conversation. I don't need to bring
No, I
cliche
know,
words, and you're going to get through this and all that stuff. I don't know what I want to hear.
You also bring like some comedic relief typically to a situation, and I don't think that's necessarily the time for it.
Right.
I think that you just literally call, and it's okay to say like, "Hey, I don't know what to say, but I'm here for you."
Yeah. Yeah, I'm tearing up just thinking about it. He was, man. It's just, we say it all the time on the show, lives. Mm-hmm. But, and death is just, just part of life. And still, it's just hard. And
especially when it's so sudden and you're not expecting it.
And I've been fortunate enough, Loren, to be at most of the funerals I've gone to have been for older people who have lived a good life, and you have more of a celebration of life than you do a sadness. This particular event is going to be very sad because we lost him so quick and so unexpectedly. And that's sad. But I appreciate everybody's condolences. If you lost somebody, I feel your pain. And thank you guys so much. I will reach out to my cousin today for sure. I've been waiting for you to tell the story. We've had to push it a couple times. Now, you said you saw what you thought was a kidnapping?
Yeah. So.
And what how do you mistake a kidnapping? The person was either taken or not taken.
Well, I guess it didn't get quite that far. Like, nobody drove away, right?
Okay.
But I was walking out of a big box store.
Mm-hmm.
And
Target. Go ahead.
where I always am. And I saw these like kids pushing this other kid into a trunk.
When you say kids, I mean
teenagers.
Teenagers,
right?
Okay.
And at first I was like, clearly they're joking, right? And I like start hearing them like hooping and hollering, like whatever. And I look over and they close the trunk.
Didn't this happen to a listener of ours on a date?
Yes, it did. You're right. And she was like, yeah, he drove me around for a while, and then he let me out, and like...
Yeah, he goes, hey, I'm going to come pick you up. And he's like, hey, you're going to do what I tell you. You're getting in the trunk. And she goes, okay. And we're like, that wasn't a date.
Yeah.
You were kidnapped.
You were kidnapped. So I was like... definitely thought I saw a kidnapping, and the kids all get in the car, and I'm literally about to go step behind this car to not let them drive away, and the kids get back out and let the kid out of the trunk. It was his birthday, and they were doing a birthday prank. Yes, I talked to them.
You did?
Yes.
Good
because
for you.
I was like, y'all, I almost called 911. Like, y'all can't be doing that.
Was the kid going into the trunk fighting it?
I mean, it kind of looked like it from where I was standing.
Yeah, I mean, because that would make me think more that it was a kidnapping if I heard like, no, stop. And they're shoving them in the trunk.
It was just a lot of like chaos.
Yeah. But it was just a joke.
I guess so.
Okay.
The kid got out of the trunk, and I was like, everyone's okay? We're all good?
I don't have to call mommy?
Yep.
Hey, what did you guys witness that you thought was really happening, but it turned out to be something else? Like in Loren's case, where she saw a bunch of kids playing around. She thought the kids were being kidnapped, and they just weren't. 704-570-9595. I told you guys the story on the air once before. When I worked in Arizona at a radio station, we had like a stunt boy street kid who wanted to come in and do different stunts all the time. And this is like back in 2000, 2001. And so he goes, I saw this story on the news where parents are forgetting their babies. They put the baby car seat on the hood of the car, and they forget to put the baby in the car.
Oh, no.
And they drive around. So he said, I'm going to put a baby doll, a fake baby, in the car seat and drive the car around. My car. Can't be the radio station car. It's got to be my car. We were like, you're nuts.
Yeah.
But okay.
We'll let you do it.
He's driving around. All of a sudden, cops show up at our radio station. A kid shows up at the radio station. And cops talking to our boss. Now, my boss was nuts back in the day because we were like, oh, my God, what's going on? And my boss was like, it doesn't matter. Look at what you guys have done. This is great radio. We're like, what? We're going to jail for something.
Now it's a totally different ball game.
Turns out the fire department was going to like a real emergency, and they did like, it's a code something where they cancel the emergency they're going to go to
and
the
that
other
one takes
emergency.
Precedence, and it wasn't even real.
They saw the baby on top of the car, and they thought it was real, and it wasn't. So we didn't get fined or anything, but I think we had to have the fire department on the air the next day talking about the dangers of not leaving your kids in the car or not leaving your kids on the car.
I would think so.
All right, what did you see that you thought was something, but it turned out not to be what you thought it was? Right now, we're talking about Loren. You thought you witnessed something?
Yeah, I thought I saw a kidnapping.
But it just turned out to be?
A bunch of kids playing a birthday prank on someone. I was like, that's not funny.
But like, if you imagine...
I say kids. I mean, they were like probably seniors in high school.
Right. But like if you imagine what Loren saw, she saw a bunch of kids pulling somebody who was like yelling, no, don't stuff me in the trunk.
And it looked like a bunch of chaos, and I couldn't like make out what it was immediately, and I was just afraid and was ready to put myself behind the car.
Hey, Deborah.
Yes.
You stuffed your brother in the trunk?
No, my husband actually did it when they were like juniors and seniors in high school.
What is this, a thing?
Was Loren there watching it?
It was a big joke they played. They threw him in the trunk, and he was in the back. They were driving the interstate, and he was like lifting the trunk up, playing, messing around. And apparently someone had called the police.
Yeah, because they probably thought the kid was being kidnapped like I did.
Exactly. So by the time, back then, Huntersville was a very small town. And so by the time he got on off the interstate onto the exit, all of a sudden he was surrounded by the entire Huntersville Police Department.
Wow.
Yeah. See what you could have done, Loren?
I know.
You could have called the entire
And started
SWAT
a whole
team.
thing.
Lake Superior State. It's a college. And they put out their annual banished words list. You want to hear some of these?
Sure. Are they any that we use?
Yes. Al, you know these banished words?
Uh-oh, let's get into it.
We can't be messing with skibbity in 2025, according to them.
See.
My son says skibbity, skibbity toilet,
Oh, I hate that.
skibbity this,
Mine does too.
skibbity that.
What do it mean? Have I aged out?
Yes, you have. Don't worry.
It can mean cool, bad, dumb, or it can mean nothing. It's just a filler word. That's how my son uses it. He's like skibbity. You know, and my daughter Ruby dies laughing when he says it. Cringe.
I don't think I use cringe that much.
According to Lake Superior State, it is overused. Cringe is really cringe right now.
I feel like you say cringe more than I say cringe.
I probably do. Game changer. Oh, again, people
That
use it
sounds
too
so
much.
Commercial. Who be saying game changer?
Hey, Big Al, we have new software for you to edit video. It's going to be a game changer, bud.
I would be like, oh, everything's a game changer.
Oh, God. I think I say that a little bit.
Game changer?
Yeah.
Do you? I don't remember hearing you say that. How about era? Used to describe a new phase of your life. We could blame T Swift for that.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
Because if you know,
Oh, my
you know.
gosh. Do you say it? Do you say it?
I sure do, because if you know, then you know.
Me too.
And if you don't, then hey.
It also just seems forced, says Lake Superior State. So it's on the banished 2025 list.
I don't know if I want to banish that one just yet.
How about just saying 100?
That is quite like, yeah, you're my uncle who like need to stay right, you know?
Loren
over here
says
weak.
it.
I say it all the time.
100.
100.
I agree with you. Loren,
Auntie Ren.
yeah, I feel like we have too many meetings today.
You just tried me.
Talk about 100.
We're back-to-back meetings today, Loren. It's just too crazy.
Oh, 100.
Yeah.
Please.
How about period?
Yep.
Like it's the best show ever, period.
Yeah. it's
Overused.
period. Nah. Well, I
But-
think it's different for me. That's cultural
No,
for me.
lean
Is
into
it?
it, Al.
That's cultural for me.
But-
You know what I'm saying?
Do you say it?
I do.
Like use it how? Oh, like if I said something to you and you agreed, you'd be like, period.
Period. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Lean
know.
into it. Just take it. I did.
Thanks to Lake Superior State, the annual banished words list is out. And we'll post these words up on our radio station website so you can go grab them there, okay?
I'm going to make a banished words list.
But what would you put on
I
it?
should swag. That would be the number one I would put up there. They should have let that go in 2013.
Swag. Now I'm trying to think what word I would put on there. That's a good idea. We'll do ours real quick.
You say
Bet.
something.
Bet. I'm done with bet. I could get rid of bet.
But you say it a lot.
I know. I need to stop using it. I say a lot because I'm around my 11-year-old.
There's another one that you say I can't think of right now.
Aki Momo.
You
I
just
used
be
to.
saying that one?
I
He
used
does
to.
say he did.
I'd be like, Awkie.
That is not a roll off the tongue type of phrase to
Totes.
just say.
That's it.
Totes.
It's totes.
Totes.
It's totes.
So wait, I'm banishing, my whole entire vocabulary is banished?
Pretty much.
Bet. I feel really bad for these people that live on this main road where I live.
Why?
Oh my God.
Construction?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I heard.
Where is there not construction in Charlotte, though?
Yeah, it's true. I heard years ago that I live in Waxhaw, but I take a road called Ray Road, which a lot of people in Charlotte might be familiar with. And this road takes you to 485, and it's a pretty busy road that takes people from like Waxhaw and, you know, the Ballantyne Blakeney area into Uptown or wherever you want to go.
Yeah.
So it's way over congested. St. Matt's Church is there. It's one of the biggest churches in Charlotte. And right across the street from St. Matt's Church is a neighborhood. And there's these homes that had this beautiful fence and beautiful like natural defense against the traffic and the road because they had all these huge trees. I'm coming home from work yesterday. They cut down every single one of those trees. They had a piece of heavy equipment basically in the house. And I didn't realize how close the homes were to the road until they took all the trees down.
Well, they have to replant those trees.
So
They're
that's
just
what I was
not going to be as
right.
old and established.
That's what I was telling Amanda. You know, they're going to widen the road, so they need that area. So the sidewalk eventually is going to be right in these people's living rooms.
Yeah.
Like you'll be able to get a drink off of the man's deck when you walk past his house when you're walking. You know,
You can high five them from the sidewalk.
Oh, I felt so bad. Now, because I just know how things work. Like, they're not surprised. They didn't wake up and find out that the trees were being cut down. They had an idea that it was coming. You know, they got letters and all that stuff. And, I mean, the fact that but I didn't realize how close these homes were to this road. Al, did you ever live on a main street? Oh, Beezy's gone. But I think he told me at one point that he lived off a main street. Like, I know my good friend who lives in Ballantyne now, his house faces a main street, and they had to move the kids' nursery to the back. That's the first thing I said when Amanda and I went in and saw their nursery.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, it's right by the window. You are right by Providence Road. You have any idea how loud that's going to be? Like, oh, man. It's not too bad. Well, give it 2 weeks, and they moved the room to the back, and now his office is in the front.
So when we lived in our old house here in Charlotte, they developed the land right behind us and tore down a house and built like 6 houses. I mean, right behind my old house.
You had beautiful landscape behind you, like a pond. There was always deer. I mean, it was something that Bob Ross would paint in your backyard.
Right. It felt like you were kind of in the country, but in Charlotte.
Until it wasn't.
And we had just had cash at that point, and the nursery was so loud, I had to move his nursery.
Oh, man. Yeah, somebody just texted in and goes, I know exactly what that's like. I grew up in a house that was right near 485. So we would hear traffic going on and off the ramp all the time. Hey, that's what we want to throw out to you real quick. Like, where you grew up living really close to what, and it sucked? Like, where are the people that live close, like, to Bank of America Stadium is weird here in Charlotte. There's not really homes around.
Yeah.
Spectrum Center, you have your apartments and stuff. But, like, you know, the Raceway, the Speedway up in Concord, your house was really close to something, and it sucked. What was it? Could even be the street, like these poor people. It's the Maney and Loren Morning Show, doing all we can for the city, complaining with you. It's the Maney and Loren Morning Show. We're talking about your house that you love so much. That, like Loren's case and these people who live near my house, they had these beautiful yards, nice landscaping, and then bang, either a development comes through and takes down every single tree, and now the backyard that used to be nature's backyard is now a neighbor's backyard. Or in my case, like I said, there's a street called Ray Road that most people that live in this area around here are popular. It's a popular road, so you're familiar with it. They're widening it, and yesterday they took down a bunch of trees, and I couldn't believe how close the homes were to the road because the trees gave it a nice boundary. So now
All gone.
I'm going to honk of the horn and flash of the lights.
Oh, don't do that.
On my way to work every morning and high five the people in their house because I could be that close. So what sucked for you? What did you live near? This is Alex. Hey, Alex.
Hey there.
Alex, what did you live near that sucked?
I was a mile away from the Tweetsee Railroad.
Oh.
Well, that would be great.
I know. I would think that would be cool, but why was it so bad?
Well, it wasn't bad all the time. When it was like fall season, Halloween, when they do like the Tweetsee Terror Railroad or whatever they call it, the train would howl until like 1 a.m. every 15 minutes. So you'd get falling asleep, and then the dogs would get barking again, and just not a fun sound to have for a month straight.
Yeah, I got that. I understand that.
Other than that, it's not bad. You don't have to drive the hour and a half, 2 hours that we have to drive to get to Tweetsee Railroad, by the way.
Yeah, that's a benefit, I guess.
Thanks, Alex. This is David. Hey, David.
What's going on?
David, what do you live by that absolutely stinks?
Well, I used to live right on the outskirts of Clover, and for people that lived on 321, the soap factory right there on the edge of Gaston County, which if you know what the soap factory is it's basically all dead animals, guts, stuff like that.
Oh.
They turn it into soap, and in the spring and summer when it really gets warm, that smell, once the wind turns and comes towards, the Clover area, I mean, you're talking disgusting.
I guess
Al, he's right?
David is telling the truth. It's been so many times I'd have been coming from Carowinds or something, having a great afternoon. Go down the road, and then you hit that 321 soap factory, and your face, your smile, it'll turn it upside down.
All the trucks hauling the guts coming by up 321, and we had a truck back in the 80s flipped over, and all the guts and stuff went
David
out
not
onto
skipping
the road.
any of the details. Loren's about to throw up, David.
I'm seriously holding it back.
Thank you so much. Wait a minute. I didn't know that's what made soap. It was guts of animals?
I don't think I did. Well, I did kind of know that it was like blubber, but I guess I never thought that far into it.
Everyone's agreeing. I live near that factory. Preach, David. Somebody else says, I live 15 minutes from Tweetsee Railroad, and I still hear that damn railroad. Someone said, I grew up 3 houses away from the railroad tracks. I could hear the trains all the time. It sucked. Someone says, we lived across from a car wash that had free vacuums, and the vacuum noises would go all day and all night. Ugh. So pop culture Jeopardy is a thing, remember, with Colin Jost?
Yeah.
It's Pop Culture Jeopardy. We do
Can't Beat Loren.
We do Can't Beat Loren. And I thought we would find the hardest questions that Pop Culture Jeopardy ever aired and see if you and Al can get any of these right.
We're teaming up together, correct?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was about to say, because this is a setup.
No. You guys might be able to both work this out because the questions, I'll give you the category. It's time for cartoons for 200. These are some of the toughest questions on Pop Culture Jeopardy, which I think is on Paramount Plus. Colin Jost from SNL hosts it. Angelica Pickles is a spoiled cousin of Tommy on this show and refers to Tommy and his toddler friends as dumb babies.
Loren.
What do you got?
What is the Rugrats?
Yeah, that's correct. How'd you know that?
Because I'm a millennial.
In one episode on Friends, this is the category's Friends.
Oh, I'm out.
Friends for 400.
Come on. I'm not a Friends fanatic.
All right, then you probably won't know this, but in one episode, we learned that Monica has 11 categories of these, including guest, fancy, and fancy guest. Is it shoes, coffee mugs, towels, or jackets?
Towels.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have the answer.
Oh.
I don't know why.
Can I throw in coffee mug?
I
don't have the...
No, I don't know why. The answer's not on that
Text in if you know the answer.
Yeah. TikTok for 400.
Okay.
There you go.
3 double talk words in a viral rap. My money don't this. I like to see you this. It makes me want to this.
What? I ain't never heard of this.
I'm sure he's not singing it properly.
My money don't.
Is it jiggle, jiggle, wiggle, dribble, dribble. Wiggle, wiggle, jiggle, jiggle, dribble, dribble.
This sound made up.
Jiggle, jiggle, it folds, wiggle, wiggle, or wiggle, wiggle, dribble, dribble, giggle, giggle.
The third one.
It's
the third
jiggle
one.
and fold or something.
Jiggle, jiggle,
My
it
money
folds,
don't.
wiggle, wiggle?
Yes.
Okay.
Who is that by? It don't say all of that.
No, it doesn't say.
I remember that kind of. He's not singing it right, but I do kind of remember that.
TikTok for 600. These are the hardest questions on pop culture.
By the way,
Jeopardy.
I was right. It is towels.
Yes, it seems right. The singer of Talk Dirty said he made TikTok the app that it is today.
One, he's delusional. Two, what is Jason Derulo? Yup.
You don't believe him?
Yes.
You don't believe him?
I don't.
Okay.
I think the girl who cried and did the Mariah Carey obsessed dance, I think she's the legend that we deserve to give those flowers to.
TikTok started like with dancers more than anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
The
Jason
TikTok
Derulo
dance.
is a dance. I mean, he is a dancer.
He thinks he started it.
Yeah.
Back in the pandemic, though, he was talking about
His
it.
head big.
Here we go. Sports endorsements. Final Jeopardy question. Sports endorsements.
Ooh.
Among deals signed by Caitlin Clark, basketballer, is one with this sports gear brand whose name got a boost from a 2000 film. Spalding, Air Jordan, Nike, or Wilson.
Wilson.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Castaway.
Yeah.
Where's Wilson? That's the clue.
I love it because my memories from 2000 are very limited.
See, that's why I love CBL, because sometimes you can get the answer just based on the clue. Just based on the clues. I would say 70% of the time, I'm not 100% sure.
But them
if you
context
listen to the clue,
clues, pull it together.
What else you got? Anything?
Fashion collabs for 1200.
I feel like I should know this, and now this is a lot of pressure.
This is pop culture trivia from BuzzFeed. These are the 12 hardest questions so far in pop culture trivia. Beyonce partnered with Adidas to create this athleisure line, partially named after her daughter.
What is Ivy Park?
Look at us. Al and I are going as a team.
You can go, but you got to be a team, or Big Al's got to be in your ear, Lorraine, or vice versa. Be like, what is Ivy Park?
Yeah.
It's Maney and Loren. I got so much in my book of conversations and topics. I'm going to throw this out there. What do you want to... I'm going to give you a choice.
I like this.
Choose your own adventure.
Yes.
How long is too long to leave holiday decorations up, according to a new survey? The cities where you're most likely to catch a cold, and one of the cities you're least likely to catch a cold is in North Carolina.
Oh. Well, that sparked my interest.
And the biggest wedding trends of the year.
I think I want the cold, because it's cold season, and I'm feeling a little, you know.
Haktua? Are you feeling very Haktua? All right. Let's see. The cities where you're most likely to catch a cold, according to the Layton School of Nursing at Marian University, say they rated 100 cities on 15 factors that can affect virus transmission, including high population density, poor air quality, and low flu vaccination rates.
All right.
While we're at the peak now in the winter, they do say the pinpointing of the place where people are most likely to get sick is out on the West Coast in Bakersfield, California, thanks to the low flu vaccination rate, dry climate, and poor air quality.
I would think New York would be pretty high on that list, too.
Nope.
Really?
Philadelphia is on the list. El Paso, McAllen, Texas, Vegas, Detroit, Chi-Town.
Vegas does seem like a place you would catch something.
Does it have to be flu? Ogden, Utah is on the list.
Huh.
New York did not make the list. Charlotte did not make the list. Now, how about the study also identifying the cities where you're least likely to catch a cold?
All right, give it to us.
North Carolina has a city that is number 1 on that list.
Is it Raleigh?
It
Because
is not.
Raleigh is always number 1 on lists.
Screw Raleigh. It's
Okay.
not Raleigh. You're right. Raleigh always beats Charlotte in
Yeah.
some stupid thing. No, it's not Raleigh. It's not Charlotte. It is indeed Wilmington, North Carolina.
Okay. I like it.
Yep. Wilmington, North Carolina is a spot where you're least likely to reach, to get a cold.
They get that sea breeze.
Madison, Wisconsin came in second, followed by Honolulu, Hawaii.
Ooh, interesting. Huh. I wonder if the ocean air has anything to do with that.
Well, they did say like population density and air quality.
Yeah.
So I would think yes. I feel like the three of us, me, you, and Big Al right now are all like sniffling something away.
Yeah,
Why would you put my business out there on the streets like
We
that?
can
I've been doing a
hear it.
good job of concealing it.
Listen, I listened. Excuse me. I listened to a clip of the show yesterday while I was doing the podcast, and I was like, all of us sound sick. All of us do.
You can't hide that, Big Al.
Oh.
You got to move to Wilmington.
All right, that's it for now. Don't go too far. We've got Date 'em or Dump 'em, the full show, and even the Rap Party podcast waiting for you. So smash that subscribe button and keep all the good vibes going.